let's move on to 3.12, Chancellor's reports.
Good evening, everyone, Board of Trustees and colleagues. I'd like to have the presidents make their presentation, and our order of presentation for tonight will start with Merritt College, followed by Laney College, then College of Alameda, and finally Berkeley City College. So I will turn over the mic to Dr. David Johnson at Merritt College.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Chancellor, President Napoli Reese, Board, fellow presidents, community members, and colleagues. This is the report from Merritt College for February 22nd. Take you back to last Tuesday, February 15th, Merritt convened a joint strategic enrollment management / educational master planning task force meeting to examine and address some of the prevailing and persistent challenges we face in the terms of the recruitment and retention of students. We recognize that COVID-19 obviously has had an impact on our enrollment numbers, and it's going to have a long-term impact on the way that our institution will function going forward. But we also have to concede that some of the challenges that we're facing, if we're being honest, some of those challenges were endemic even before the pandemic. And that's important for us to acknowledge if we're going to ever surmount them. So with that said, here are a few of the areas that we're planning to address. Just three. First, improving our procedures with regard to admissions and registration, counseling, and other services by leveraging technology. We need technology that automates processes and creates a seamless and successful student experience. Two, being intentional and unapologetic about directing resources and support to programs and initiatives that focus on the success of those groups who continue to have incommensurate academic outcomes. And three, reviewing our classified and faculty prioritization, recruitment, and hiring practices to ensure that the people that we bring on and bring in to Merritt College, irrespective of their role, are committed, equity-minded employees. So as president, I'm pledging to do that. I'm confident that Merritt College has the will and the ability to make those things happen. Now, another thing that's related to improving student enrollment is having effective outreach. So toward that end, last Wednesday, February 16th, two of our Merritt employees decided to, in their words, these are their words, it's their slogan, to think over, beyond, and outside of the box. So what does that look like? Well, in this case, that looks like Margie Rubio from Next Up and Tahita Anderson from Sankofa doing an impromptu drop-in, check-in on 4 of the Oakland Unified School District schools. They went to Tech, they went to my alma mater, Oakland High, they went to Castlemont, and they went to McClymonds. And as you might expect, the students, the teachers, the administrators were pleasantly surprised to see these two walking the halls. And they met with counselors, they met with principals, the college liaisons to share program information, not only for Merritt, so sister presidents, sister college presidents, they shared information and program information for BCC, COA, and Laney. So we kept it, we kept it family. So given the fact that I think that Margie and Tahita both are Oakland natives and Merritt graduates, I think that their message to the students and our community members really resonated. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize their efforts, as well as the efforts of our outreach coordinator, Miss Maria Spencer, given her role. So I just wanted that to be said. Finally, I'm inviting everyone here and everyone within the sound of my voice to the Merritt Day of Appreciation, was going to take place on Tuesday, March 1st, so a week from today. So we're going to be providing breakfast, free breakfast for faculty, classified professional staff, administrators, and students, anybody that wants to come, from 9 to 10:30. And then we're going to switch it up and come back noon to 1:30. Free lunch for everybody. Okay, we need you to RSVP so I know about how many lunches to pay for, how many breakfasts to pay for. But it's really just our intention to convey our gratitude for a number of things. And that's number one, the privilege of serving our students, the occasion to do it at Merritt College, and the opportunity to keep getting better every day. So we look forward to seeing you there. I'm serious. I want to see some trustees there and whoever else can come. Good eating. So that's the report for Merritt College for this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Chancellor Jackson, President Napoli Abella Reese, members of the governing board, students, colleagues in education, and valued community members. I'd like to pick right up where our student body president left off earlier in the meeting and echo the invitation tomorrow to come to the Laney College Quad from 11:45 to 1 and or 2 to 4 p.m. to enjoy Swahili pop music, dance from Tanzania, light refreshments, and more. The Quad's an amazing place when there are vibrant activities going on, and I'm sure that tomorrow will be no exception. And as I shared in my last board report, just an immeasurable gratitude to all who have made Black History Month the success that it's been throughout our district. So last week during Valentine's Day, maybe you were in your car and you happened to listen to 96.1 FM KJTZ Encinal Radio. If you did, you might have been lucky enough to hear a radio spot with our very own Professor Doug Bruce in the biotechnology department being interviewed. This was an engaging conversation and certainly shows the outstanding work of our faculty, but also a great partnership. And for that, I would like to extend gratitude to Checker Spot, which is based in Alameda. Earlier in the semester, they welcomed students who are enrolled or dual enrolled at Laney and Encinal High to tour their facility and learn about sustainability, specifically algae-based oil production. And I think this is really an awesome thing because it really shows our classrooms as being very meaningful. Because at the same time, in their classrooms, in these great learning environments, they were learning to grow the very algae cells that Checker Spot is using to produce this same bio-based oil. So I want to say thank you to Checker Spot CEO Charles Dimler, as well as Communications Director and Fermentation Scientist Nina Reyes, just for their collaboration and partnership with Laney College and with Peralta. And just, you know, I always get excited when I talk about partnerships, and I think this is yet one more that's showing great things to come. Also, regarding the radio interview, in your board report that is available, there are hyperlinks that go right to the interview. So I invite you to listen to it and to enjoy and to learn a little bit about how to make our planet a bit more sustainable. Finally tonight, I'd like to share or put in the spotlight one particular area of our college and really our colleges across Peralta. In the case of Laney, I'd like to touch on something you may in other circles know as DSPS, but at Laney College, it's known as Student Accessibility Services. This is a great, really great office that helps students in need of accommodations to really have that optimal learning experience that we chase with all of our students. Whether it's testing accommodations, note-taking, or whatever other support that's needed, students are getting that support not only face-to-face and getting that personal attention, but also virtually in a manner that's here to stay. As you look at your board report tonight, I really want to extend a congratulations and appreciation to the 10 great professionals in our SAS program, with coordinator Nate Failing reporting to Dean Diane Chang. We have some outstanding classified professionals, Alex Cervantes, Chelsea Young, who's featured in my report this evening for the great testing work she's doing, Kim Kale, Alexandra Seifer, and among our faculty colleagues, Miriam Zamora-Cantor, Irina Rivkin, Jessica Aoyoung, Jim Giola, and Sydney Wong. This has really been a great collaboration, and a lot of the time, it's something that really keeps our students engaged and keeps them in that learning experience. And I just want to take my board report tonight and put the spotlight on them. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Good evening, President Reese, trustees, Chancellor Jackson, colleagues, and community members. The month of February is wonderful because it affords us the opportunity to celebrate treasured values of love, diversity, community, and tradition. At the College of Alameda, we honored our diverse traditions and community. We celebrated the Lunar New Year and the Year of the Water Dragon. The Water Dragon comes up every 60 years and represents strength, bravery, and clearing away evil. The message that went out to our students, faculty, and staff encouraged embracing the beauty of our shared humanity, the strength of unifying values of love, compassion, and empathy, and the courage to face and confront evil in all our communities and the world as we do the important work of transforming lives through education. I had the wonderful opportunity to participate in College of Alameda's Black History Month event this afternoon. Celebrating our history, rich reflection on Sunday dinner. The event was sponsored by COA's PAW and Office of Student Activities and Campus Life. I was honored to have been one of the presenters along with Professors Rochelle Olive, Jody Campbell, as well as Reverend Brenda Lewis. Sunday dinners are a rich and important part of the African-American experience. Fundamentally, it is a celebration of love, family, and tradition, expressed through faith, fellowship, and of course, wonderful soul food. I would like to thank our Black History Month committee for a wonderful event. Members include Jody Foster, Rochelle Olive, Carla Peggers, LaShawn Brumfield, Natalie Rodriguez, Sean Foster, Selwyn Montgomery, Ben Hitchison, Lamar Rice, and Carmel Moore. Also, the College of Alameda family was encouraged to envision our role as contributors to and facilitators of life-transforming education that leads to, among other things, greater health and well-being of our students by examining the nexus between education attainment and health status by reading the article, Racism, Inequality, and Healthcare for African Americans by Jamil Taylor of the Center Foundation. In support of community and service, as our student director indicated, the Emoja community is holding events dealing with blood drives, as well as community service for the Alameda County Food Bank, as well as our continued support for food insecurity by providing the free produce market. Lastly, I would like to welcome David Nguyen to the College of Alameda as our new Acting Director of Financial Aid. David has a wealth of knowledge in financial aid with over 15 years of experience, previously working at Laney College of Alameda, and most recently as the Financial Aid Director at the district. Dave worked diligently to institute key financial aid policies and ensure regulatory compliance. He's also helped to build and advance key student aid initiatives and programs that increase awareness of and access to student aid for our low-income and underrepresented populations. Dave graduated from the University of California, Berkeley with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Cognitive Science with a focus in psychology. He recently completed a Master of Science degree in Educational Leadership from Cal State East Bay. This ends my report. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Good evening, President Napola Belli-Reese, members of the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Jackson, colleagues, and community members. In addition to the written report submitted for Berkeley City College, I'd like to highlight a few items. The first is that last Wednesday, February 16th, the Classified Senate held a meeting and an event for classified professionals where information on COVID-19 prevention strategies, shared governance engagement, and campus-wide community building all took place. I had the privilege alongside my fellow administrators to serve lunch to our colleagues to acknowledge their work, commitment, and service to students and the college overall. This appreciation luncheon was a collaboration between the Classified Senate leadership team, Andrea Williams, Gail Pendleton, Pumi Sayovong, and the leadership team, specifically Veronica Montoya and Stacy Shears. I have to say that one of the highlights was that, yet again, as we had more colleagues join us, I was meeting folks for the first time. So this May 7th will mark the end of my 2 years at Berkeley City College, and I'm still getting to have that first day of school feeling, meeting new colleagues, in some cases being seen as other colleagues. So there are moments where apparently Andrea Williams and I could pass as sisters. So that was fun. And it just provided some lighthearted energy, but most importantly, an appreciation for the work that our classified professionals have been doing since the pandemic began, and certainly in our increased services throughout these last weeks and months. I also would like to share that the progress in our design build process for our new building on Milvia Street is well underway. It's really hard to believe that just last year in April, this process launched with the board approving the work. And we've been working diligently with our colleagues in DGS to hold building user groups. Those of us know them as bugs, last summer, fall, and now this week. Later this spring, BCC will host a spring town hall to share the most recent design renderings and areas for community engagement regarding art in the building and community spaces. So when that is up and running, we'd like to invite all of you to come see the progress of this new building. I want to take a moment to share appreciation for the writers and the editor of The Citizen. This week, the ASBCC president, Harry Mapodile, was profiled, and we all had a chance to learn just a little bit more about this remarkable young man. But most importantly, it honors the journalistic work of students who produce The Citizen. And I want to take a moment to, again, thank them for their continuous engagement at Berkeley City College and throughout the district. And lastly, I want to share that I'm proud and grateful that we are going to have 12 Berkeley City College scholars accompanied by Andrea Williams, our Transfer and Career Center coordinator, as well as Classified Senate president, and Jimmy Curtison next week for the AMEND conference, the African American Male Educational Network and Development annual conference. In alignment with BCC's equity work to increase African-American student success and completion, I really do wish the BCC scholars and colleagues a productive conference filled with community, celebration, and hopefully materials and programs and services that they can bring back to BCC as we continue our work to close equity gaps. And that kind of information will also set the tone and the drive for what is our continued work around strategic planning as we continue to work on our EdMaster plan and revision of college strategic plan. So with that, that concludes my remarks for this evening. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the presidents, and I also would like to take the opportunity to thank Dr. Francisco Herrera, who is also in attendance, for working diligently, even though he's only been with the district, maybe not even 6 months, to get our student survey completed and to get it out there. And as District Academic Senate President Donald Moore indicated, really want to encourage our students to fill out the form, to fill it out and get it back to us so that we can make some decisions based upon data in terms of our course offerings for the future. So if our student trustees can help to push that, and our campus student body presidents to push that, it would really, really be appreciated. That way we will offer what students want. So again, if you know of a student, tell 2 or 3 students that you know, send out a text message, use your platforms so that we can do some real planning based upon what our student needs are. And with that, that concludes our Chancellor's report, and I will turn it back over to President Reese.
Great. Thank you, Chancellor, and thank you, President, for all that you do and for these wonderful reports. Trustees, do I have any questions or comments for either the Chancellor or the President? Seeing none. All right, let's go to 4.1, public hearing.